Okay, this next one is building on the last video that we did of bringing in the telephone poles and getting things to be consistently sized going into the distance. But this time we're going to move to two-point perspective, and this is affectionately known. I can't remember where I got the term or if I coined it myself, but it doesn't matter. This is called the tile floor principle. And tile floor, you know, the squares of a tile, you know, say a 12-inch by 12-inch tile, on the floor, covering the kitchen floor or the classroom floor or whatever, these tiles get smaller incrementally as they get into the distance. So here, what we're going to do is just, instead of, you know, like if we were drawing a box for, here's an example, two-point perspective. So I had a student that wanted to know how to draw some stairs, so we mapped those out. It's just a simple cutout that we talked about in the previous video, and then just following the rules of perspective. But instead of drawing a form from a line, all we're doing is just starting from a single point, and that single point being here, and then taking a vanishing line to the vanishing points on the horizon line. Okay, so this is not a vanishing point. This is just a starting point. And in the one rare moment that we actually use a ruler as a measurement device, I like to measure this size paper is a 9 by 12. I like to come out 3 inches on either side from that starting point. Just like this. And then from those corners, or from those edges, we are going to draw, and you want to draw the whole line all the way to the vanishing point, going both sides, both directions, just like that. Now, once again, just like in our last video, we need to find the middle of this shape here. So going through the middle, we know that it's going to be somewhere in here, and just thinking ahead, make that small line right there, and then cross it going this direction. And now we have our center point. These are all construction lines, so make sure you're using your 2B pencil and making your construction lines very, very lightly. Grip your pencil lightly and it will work out very nicely. And I believe those are dark enough for you to see. All right, now the principle is the same. Here's our starting point. There is the intersection, halfway point on the side. We go from here through that point. I'm going to draw that line for you so that you can see the step. From here through the middle and stop when you get to there. And I'm just going to work on this side. Remember, all of these lines here, we want to stay in between these two lines. If you deviate out from there or continue that line further, it's going to mess you up a lot. Stay inside those two lines. Then from here, what we do, and this is a little bit different, instead of just drawing a line, you have to pick the pencil up and go all the way to the outside edge and then draw your line. And now we have another square in perspective. It's not going to be perceived as a square because it's laying down on the floor. Okay, now this is the same steps. We've just drawn this line. We want to come back one, go through the middle here, and make our mark. Then from that intersection, draw your line. Come back one through the middle to there, all the way out to the outside edge. Just drew this line, come back one, go through the middle, like this, and now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We want one more, so we need to have 6 rows. that. Now we can go the other direction. And what's very exciting about this is that drawing that one line now gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more tiles. And then just drew this line, come back one, go through the middle, stop when I get to that line. Now going this direction, we're staying inside those 2 lines. If you extend it out, it's going to mess you up. Just drew that line, come back one. Like that. Just drew back one, through the middle. My pencil's starting to get a little dull, so I'm really trying to be as accurate as possible, but there may be some some discrepancies. Please forgive those. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 going in both directions, and you can see how the floor is happening. That's the tile floor principle.